I think I just found someone's forever home with this one. Now, today we're in the city of Georgetown, Texas, and the building we're looking at is Highland Homes, and the community is Parkside on the River. Hey folks, my name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and I got a chance to attend the grand opening for this model home for Highland Homes. And let me tell you, just on the first floor alone, it checks so many boxes for so many of my buyers. You have the primary bedroom and a secondary bedroom for your stay-in guests on the first floor. You have a grand staircase that kind of circles to the second floor. You have a family room. You have an entertainment room. You have a study, and you have a 3-car tandem garage. That's all starting at a price point of $776,000 and above. Now, you can have anywhere between 4 to 5 bedrooms, anywhere between 3 to 5 bathrooms. Again, this model home is the Leyland plan, the Leyland floor plan by Highland Homes. Again, this is on their new 60-foot lots. Now, this is a humongous home, over 3,000 square feet, and it truly is a forever home because it checks so many boxes that I know so many buyers are looking for. And one thing to keep a note, though, is that we are in the model home, and as you can see, it is beautifully staged. I love this wall of wines. It's always a nice touch. It definitely elevates the space, and you have the high vaulted ceilings. You have almost the floor to ceiling wall of windows, which is great for all that natural light. You have that oversized extended island, really nice. Now we're going to be entering the primary bedroom. Again, look at that nice seated area. This is a very spacious master bedroom. Again, this is Highland Homes. We're in the city of Georgetown, Texas, in a community called Parkside on the River. This is the Leyland floor plan. And check out this master bath. We're talking his and her sinks. I think we just had one massive walk-in closet. Let's have a look. And then we have a nice shower tub combo. Now, one thing that I love about this community, Parkside on the River, is if you're looking for Texas hills, you're looking for green spaces, green belts, you're looking just to be surrounded in nature, Parkside on the River checks all those boxes. It is very green, almost very naturesque, very serene in the neighborhood that you'll see in a later drone shot towards the end of this video. And I think that's the big draw to this community, is just how pretty and just surrounded by nature you are. On top of that, there's so many walking trails, and the amenities are I think there's one amenity center now, and there's 2 more in the works when it's all said and done. They still have many future phases for this community, and when it's all said and done, they're going to be building homes up all up until the San Gabriel River. Right now, they're kind of working their way back, and then work from the back towards the San Gabriel River. So there are lots of available lots that have fantastic views of. So if you want to have a fantastic view of and be in the hill country, you can definitely get that here in Parkside on the River. Now we went and jumped to the very front of the house. This would be the secondary bedroom that would be ideal for your staying guests, right on the first floor, and it has this nice ensuite. It has a private bath. I was looking at the floor plan the wrong way. As a matter of fact, hang on, let me pause this real quick. I want to show you something just so you can stay along with me, because this is what I'm looking at. This is the floor plan for what we were just looking at. And if you're like me, you're a very visual person, and I know I like to see things in 2D first and then see it in 3D so I can get a very good understanding of what I'm looking at. So we just came out from the primary bedroom, right? We saw the huge master bath, and now we're kind of making our way towards the front of the house where we're in the secondary bedroom. And here in the floor plan, they had the bathroom as an ensuite instead of instead of having it in the bedroom like what we just saw, which is always nicer, right? And then you see the study, you see the entertainment room, this extra large storage area, 3-car tandem garage, spiraling staircase to the second floor. And on the second floor, we have the game room. We have 2 maybe even 3 additional bedrooms, because this looks like a flex space to me, and then that's open to below. So that's what that looks like in 2D. Let's continue with the 3D portion of it. All right, we just saw that walk-in closet. Now we're going to be walking towards, this is where the sales offices are located, and that's where the garage would go. So once this home is about to be sold, or it does get sold, then they will convert all those offices back into the garage, and that will happen towards the end. That's kind of like the life of these model homes. But this model home will eventually go for sale in the future. You can inquire to see if this will be for sale, and then you could do like a lease back situation if you are an investor like that. But those are very special case by case. Not every builder does that, but that's something I can inquire for you if you're an investor looking to buy in this community. So okay, here was the that secondary bedroom that we were looking at that had that private bath. Let me go back to my other map here. Okay, again, notice the high walls, high vaulted ceilings, high extra large high doors, tall doors I should say. Again, these are luxury items that at this price point people expect, and that's what you should look out for. You have high-end finishes. These aren't your standard grade, faucets and knobs. Let's see some quick facts about the community. The tax rate's 2.62. That's a little bit on the high end for me, but at least you kind of see there's where your money is going, because in the surrounding area you have a couple of on-site schools in this community. They're doing future road projects in the immediate area that I'll share with you towards the end of this video on my Google Maps, and so you can just see where your money is going in your property taxes, right? And the HOA very low, $23 a month. Natural gas community, big plus. This, even though we are in the city of Georgetown, Texas, and this is a Georgetown address that you will have, this does belong to the Leander ISD. That's another huge draw to this community. Now, keep in mind, Parkside on the River is a very huge master plan community, and almost half of it belongs to Leander ISD, and then the other half belongs to Georgetown ISD. This one just happens to belong to Leander ISD, but there are both in the same community, so keep that in mind. Leander ISD, this is an amenity. I would consider this an amenity-rich area. It has one amenity center that's already completed. They have 2, maybe even 3 in the making in the future once they build more homes. And ultimately, you're going to have the San Gabriel River, all the trails surrounding the San Gabriel River, and in the master plan community at your disposal. So you're going to be this embedded in nature, right? So if you walk your dog, you like going on long walks in nature to decompress, then this community is going to be very, very nice. Even when I was touring this community and just checking out the area, people were on their bikes, people were walking their dog. It was a very active community, so people really, as far as lifestyle, like to be outside. They like to exercise, and they like being surrounded in nature. That's kind of like the feeling I was getting when I was touring this home in the area. So you will get that here, and that's again the very big draw. Parkside on the River. You'll see the big billboards that have the San Gabriel River right there. And even though you won't be able to see it per se because they haven't built quite there yet, it's still there nonetheless. And that's something you can look forward to if you're planning to buy in this community. And they just opened up again. These are their 60-foot lots, so that's why you're gonna get a lot of home, over 3,000 square feet to say the least. And that's why I call it your forever home, because you can entertain here. You can have your relatives stay over, and everybody's comfortable. If you're in a big family, everybody can have plenty of space. Look at this walk-in closet for just a regular size bedroom. That is huge walk-in closet. That's the game room right across the way, and here's a secondary bedroom on the first floor. Again, I think this one even has its own bathroom, so they went ahead and did that. I think added an extra bath just to show you. How they're trying to put their best home forward with these model homes. And I always like more bathrooms in Texas, the better. That's always going to add more value to your home, is more bathrooms. So when I see a 5.5, a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, or a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, those are awesome floor plans that I can sell all day that a lot of buyers here in Texas look for. Okay, let's see here now. Beautifully staged. That's one thing I love about recording the model homes for these builders, is that you get to really kind of have a library of curated staging from all these builders. so you can get ideas. If anything, get ideas of like how you want to decorate, especially with curtains. Blinds is something I can get you. Curtains is what adds a different aesthetic to the space and that luxury value that you can add yourself. That you got the idea from this model home tour. Very, very nice. There's a lot of new construction happening here in Georgetown, in the Leander area. So it's all about what's your lifestyle, what's your price points, what's super important to you. Are you trying to get into a certain school district? Are you trying to get a certain lot location? Are you trying to be within a certain price point? Because all those factor into the community and to the location, right? But one thing I will tell you is that we're in a buyer's market. I'm recording this June of 2025. We are in a buyer's market. These builders, I would say, are offering more than if you were to buy a resale, right? Because when you're buying a resale, you're at the discretion of that home seller, right? And that home seller only has that one asset. These builders have multiple homes that they're selling, so there's a lot more wiggle room for negotiations and to maximize, so we can get you a low interest rate, right? I know housing affordability is a big issue right now, and how do we fight that? We fight that by trying to get you a low interest rate, by helping pay for most, if not all, of your closing costs, and getting a couple more freebies on top of that. Again, that's something only you can get with new construction. So that was Highland Homes, Parkside on the River in Georgetown, Texas. This was the floor plan I was showing you, but this is what I wanted to show you of what's happening in the immediate area. Okay, so this is my customized Google Maps. Okay, so here is Parkside on the River, right? Parkside on the River. You could see it's humongous. This is Parkside on the River. This is Parkside on the River too, but they kind of separated by the lot sizes, right? Here you're gonna have your 50 and your 50-foot lot sizes. Here's your 60. Again, different builders. Well, the home that we were looking at was on like this side, and I think this side pertains to Leander ISD. And if you live on this side, you're going to Georgetown. And across the way, you still have Parkside on the peninsula. Even though I think this is mostly sold out, I don't think they're selling brand new homes anymore. Maybe one or two, but it's mostly resale now. But again, it's all part of the community of Parkside on the river, and the river being right here, the South Fork San Gabriel River. So you could see here, they were building starting from the road from 2243, and then now they're working their way back, right? They're working their way back. Same thing for this side, right? So you're not going to have riverfront property just yet, but you could still score an amazing location, because what you don't really see here, because this is 2D, is that this is all hills. You're on a hill here. And you're going to have the hill views. You're going to have beautiful sunsets and sunrises. And you're going to be surrounded by green belts and green spaces, right? That's a huge draw here. Now, what's exciting and it's happening here, two projects are happening in the immediate future. You have Gary Park. Gary Park is going under a lot of renovations. Let's read this. Construction on phase 2 of Georgetown's Gary Park set to begin in early 2025. In 2004, Jack and Cami Gary donated 525 acres of land to Georgetown, along with $5 million for initial construction of Gary Park. Whoa, what the heck happened? I just deleted that. Let's take that back. Construction. That's what I was trying to say. Construction of Gary Park, according to previous community impact reporting. Gary Park officially opened in June of 2018 after breaking ground in March of 2017. Following Jack Gary's death in 2022, Gary Park was named as the beneficiary in his will, and the city has $20 million to spend on additional park developments within 5 years of his passing. Now, let me see here in the article. I know they had like a list of what they're adding here. Oh yeah, check this out. An amphitheater, memorial pavilion, skate ranch, trail surfing. I mean, look at this. This is going to be right next door to you. Right next door to you. They're currently renovating it right now, and I need to make my way out there. So I can fly my drone so you guys can see what it looks like. But this is going to be huge, huge when it's all said and done, and it's going to be right next to you. On top of that, you have this going on. This is some road construction, road infrastructure. This is the Hero Way widening project. Okay, let's read a little bit. The work on Hero Way Let me just silence my phone. Sorry about that. Okay, the work on Hero Way, which will connect to 2243, will include 2 main lanes going each direction. So they're going to make the road wider and have more driving lanes. That will connect you to 183 toll, which is so nice. That's going to be huge when that's said and done. Because right now it's just a one-way in both directions. Costing $68 million, the project will be done in partnership with Williamson County and the Texas Department of Transportation. The project will be completed in 3 phases, with phase 1 being the construction of a single frontage road from 183 to Gary Park, which will serve 2-way traffic until the other frontage road is built at a future phase. Phases 2 and 3 will be developed as necessary based on growth and funding availability. Here's the article for that. Hero Way widening project designs near completion. Right. So there you go. That's also happening. And you can see here all these other orange icons are builders in the area, right? So if Parkside on the River is maybe outside of your price range, because again, to get in here, you're looking at $500,000 and above, right? But there are other communities around here that you're within close proximity of Gary Park. Even on this side, you're going to be even luckier because if you really need to get into Leander ISD, then you're just going to be in a better position for that. But this is kind of like where the line is drawn, right? So you have Parkside on the River, especially if you're trying to live in Georgetown, but go to Leander ISD. And I believe up here, no, right here, Lively Ranch. That's another one. Georgetown address with Leander ISD. So that's another community that we could take a look at. And this one, you actually can have direct access to San Gabriel River, right? Because this is almost done. They've almost built this out, and at least the roads to get to the river and access that. And this is like sitting on the hill. It's very, very pretty. So that's something that's what's going on in the immediate area. Again, there's tons of new construction happening, tons of road projects happening, and then you have this nice Gary Park that's going to be beautiful, beautiful, beautiful when it's all said and done. Especially once did you see that map? Let's take another quick look at that map again, because that's so nice. I haven't seen this in a while, but look, you have your fishing pier, your amphitheater, you have just stuff, your skate ranch. So many, and it's all so many renovations going to happen, and all for the better, all for the better. Okay, so what should you do if you are looking to buy in this community, or at least schedule a private tour? I'll have all my information linked in the description. Hit me up. Hey, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's going to really help me out a lot. If you want to keep up with all things new construction here in the Austin area, subscribe to the channel. I fly my drone. I do these home tours for new construction specifically for a reason, because that's where I think you're going to get the best bang for your buck. You're going to get a brand new home. You're going to have that warranty to take advantage of, and right now the builders are going to be are offering the best incentives hands down when you compare it to the resale market. So if those are things that you're looking for because you're trying to find a home that's affordable, because you're leaving a state that is not, then I will find you something here in the Austin area, and I'll find you I across all different price points. And people are just very, very surprised, even with the taxes, right? Because property taxes, where they get you, right? That's something that's a pretty big cost here in Texas. But there are low tax areas if you're very sensitive to that. Or we can make the numbers work by making a correct offer, so you are being very competitive in that sense, and we can take a deeper dive into what that means during our consultation, right? Once I show you the numbers of like the recent solds in the neighborhood and what is currently being offered, because this, as a general rule right now, because I'm recording this in June of 2025, we're in a buyer's market. What's currently being offered and what's actually being closed with are two different price points. So what I'm saying is, if the house is listed for $500,000, you should not be offering a full list price offer of $500,000. You should be offering a little bit less. And if you are making a full offer, you should be getting something back for it. I mean, we're in a buyer's market. It's your turn to ask for stuff, okay? And I will ask for you, because you don't know what to ask for. I will ask for you because I have a pulse on the marketplace when it comes to new construction here in the Austin area. So, hey, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. My name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin Realtor with eXp Realty. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next one.